DCF is the only skill that you're going to need to value real estate when you get into the industry. DCF underpins everything in real estate, and every real estate deal has a discounted cash flow, that DCF, associated with it. My name's Phil. I'm with Ascension. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this post. Thank you very much. Discounted cash flows are a simple principle. A really simple principle, actually, but it's quite hard to learn how to use it. DCF is known as discounted cash flows. They're also known as cash flow modeling or financial modeling. It's all the same thing. But the principle behind a discounted cash flow is that money in the future is worth less than money today. Now, if you do any of our Ascension courses, you'll understand in detail why that is. But for the sake of this video, let's just say that if I have $1 million today, would I give up that $1 million today to get $1 million in a year's time? No, I'd be crazy, because why would I give up $1 million in my hand, which is absolutely certain, for something that might happen in the future in a year's time? Well, the reason why I don't like that trade is because there's risk about me getting that $1 million in a year's time. The person who's giving me that $1 million might not even be alive. So, discounted cash flow says that there's risk associated with money in the future, and the further away it is in the future, the more risk there is with it, frankly. So it's a really simple principle. The next part of it says then, if I would give up $1 million in my hand today, what would I need in a year's time, or any period in time in the future, to compensate me for giving up that $1 million today? And that is what's known as the discount rate. Let's say that if you tell me I can have $1.2 million in a year's time, then I'll give up my $1 million, I'll invest my $1 million today to get $1.2 million in the future. That's a 20% return in 1 year. That means my discount rate is 20%. Job done. There's DCF. So as a principle, all we're saying is money in the future is worth less than money today. So you need more of it in the future to make you want to invest your money today. Discounted cash flow. Nice. Now, the reason why discounted cash flow is used in real estate investing is actually not quite true. Discounted cash flow is used in every form of investing. If you're buying bonds, if you're buying equities, if you're buying real estate, if you're buying railway carriages, if you're going to build yourself some machinery, it's all discounted cash flow. There's nothing but discounted cash flow. And what's really weird, is that in some countries, only some countries, in real estate, and pretty much only real estate, there's an entirely different set of tools that you can use to value real estate, which you can't compare to equities, bonds, railway carriages, everything else. It's a really strange set of systems that exists because learning DCF can be tough. It's not straightforward. Everyone in investing has learned it. Every professional investor you ever meet has learned it, but it is tough to learn. And so what happens is, take the UK, for example, there are a number of little tools that you can use that are a little bit like DCF, but they're not quite like DCF, that save you from having to learn DCF, which is what you do all day, every day as an investor. They kind of save you from having to do it. They're called things like hardcore and top slice, term and reversion. There are these little valuation techniques that exist to sidestep the DCF stuff. Now, there's also other little tools which you'll find which are kind of bemusing, like Parry's valuations tables. Now, Parry's valuations tables it's like a book that's this thick, and you flick through and it tells you how much something that you might get in the future, like if you're going to get cash flows in the future, how much that might be worth today, the present value of something. Because people didn't learn really to do proper discounted cash flows. They just kind of tried to hack it by looking it up in tables. To be fair, the maths is tough. And so until Excel existed, and Excel makes life so easy when it comes to DCF, it was actually very hard to work out what the future value of something is today, i.e. the present value. So in the UK, there are these kind of valuations terminologies, but my point to you is this. If you are going to be a real estate investor or a real estate developer, and you're going to work in any company that is investing money, if you're going to be an asset manager or a valuer, any of these things, you're going to use DCF, discounted cash flow, every day, only, and nothing else, never. So it's worth learning DCF. Yeah, it's tricky. It's a pain in the bum. Honestly, I'm not kidding. There's lots of different ways you can learn. We've got courses on DCF. In fact, all of our content that teaches you how to value real estate is only DCF, because that's the only thing that exists in the world of industry. And in fact, we made it in the UK specifically because we used to have to hire people from Europe and the US. We actually couldn't hire people from the UK because people from the UK didn't learn DCF, whereas everyone in the rest of the world did. So we would import them, and most of the investment companies like the Blackstones and so on and so forth, KKRs, they were basically hiring people from outside of the UK, and they come into the UK and they buy up all the real estate and they make way loads more money because they view real estate as a financial tool as well as a physical tool. Whereas the people from the UK were coming at it way more from a real estatey nuts and bolts perspective and not from a finance perspective. So, long story short, it's painful, but you're going to have to learn DCF if you want to become an investor. And if you need help, we're here, but there's all sorts of other ways you can learn too. So if you agree with what we're saying, let us know in the comments below. If you've learned DCF, just tell us all about it below, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.